Hello everyone. Happy full moon in Libra. I can't make the video live today, so I'll put it in the event page and you'll see it. So first I want to address that. So I should be live today, but I have to make the video this morning. So happy full moon in Libra. This coming Saturday, March 31st, is the full moon in Libra, and Libra is about balance in our lives, right? And both Libra and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus is all about love, right? It's about love. And the main message of the video today, what I want to talk about, is relationships, okay? So in looking at this weeks ago and the chart, we have the full moon in Libra. And if you are a Libra or an air sign, you can benefit from this full moon, but all signs can benefit from the full moon. I want to make that clear in all of my videos. So we have a focus on love and relationship. What do we love? And our personal love for ourselves and for others also affect how we value ourselves, others, and how we value our money, right? So we want to ask ourselves, what makes me happy, right? And in doing so, we can add Venus qualities into our lives. All right. So adding Venus qualities into our lives, which is love, which is a softer part of ourselves. Venus rules attraction, right? And attachments. So the ability of a person to attract things or people to them. Also, we want to look at having things more peaceful in our life, being a peacemaker, right? Easy for yourself to be around you, but also easy for other people to work with you, being in harmony, peaceful situations, right? Having a peaceful outcome, right? So it's going to be a need for us to be present in the moment and to also to feel appreciated, right? For us to appreciate ourselves is so important, to work with ourselves, appreciate ourselves, and then appreciating others. So how can we add this Venus quality into our life? We can attract more love for ourselves, right? So I put like this little heart here. Attracting more love for ourselves. Be a peacemaker, right? Be graceful. Acting with grace. Being compassionate and loving to ourselves. No matter what's going on, because a lot's going to happen with this Mars retrograde, and we'll get to that. But right now we want to talk about how we're going to balance off everything else that's going on right now. And that's the compassion, the love, right? And through that, we become wiser. We begin to understand ourselves on a personal level, right? We get to be more understanding. So now we want to look at the negative parts of Venus, which can be self-indulgent, superficial, could be vain and self-centered. And if you notice that within yourself, then you'll need to work on that to make this month more peaceful for you. And especially for Mars retrograde coming up, you want to make it more peaceful for you. And if you notice this in others, you might have to ignore it or work with it the best way you can for more peace. Or even if you can't, some people don't like to say work with it, but really it's not allowing it to disturb your peace is probably a better way of saying it. The symbol of Venus is shown as spirit over matter, right? And I have that right here, spirit over matter. Spirit over matter is a symbol of Venus. So really bringing a higher consciousness for yourself and your situation to bring more peace within yourself and also dealing with others. Here I put the negative aspect of Venus: vain, self-centered, self-indulgent, being superficial. If you notice these behaviors in people, that's the way that they choose to be, right? This is how they are, and this is how they feel that they can get things in life. And it doesn't mean that it's your way of getting things in life. So you'll notice all of these personalities and behaviors in people. So they're going after what they love and they want to feel validated, and they can use that based on their zodiac sign and their personality, right? So I don't want to get too much into that. I'll leave that for my other channel where I go more into astrology and tarot and so on. But you'll notice this personality, everything connects. So, I mentioned it a little bit. So you'll notice that that person's personality, they're going to be the way that they choose to be and the way that they choose to go after things. So you might notice that type of negative behavior, but they haven't mastered how to turn this type of focus, turn it into focus. Instead of being vain, self-centered, self-indulgent, and superficial, they could be more focused and empowering themselves and work on their weaknesses while going after what they want. So it's all about how you go after things. And some of them think that they might be sly in maybe going after what they want, maybe using people. So you'll notice it'll be heightened right now, a person's relationship and how they go about doing things. But you want to work on love, self-love, and finding balance within yourself, because it's a Libra full moon. So it brings it back to what it is. It's a Libra full moon. Libra is about justice, right? It's about balance, the scales. So in a relationship with yourself, that's what you want to do. So now let's look at the Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde started on March 23rd and it will end on April 15th. So with Mercury retrograde, Mercury is communication, right? So Mercury is associated with having good communication. And what you'll notice is that you will have to not try to do too much. Just relax. Whatever you've already planned, that's what will work. If you want to do anything new, you just do it on your own instead of trying to gather a group of people to try and do it. It's just not going to work. Just put whatever you have out there and let it work the way that it will. Don't overthink things and try to do too much. That's when you'll end up messing up, because you're trying to overcompensate for something that you really don't need to overcompensate for. All right. So what we want to look at is working independently, being creative by ourselves, and really looking at yourself and know that you have everything that you need. You can make it happen. And then ask yourself, again, what do you love and what do you value, right? What do you value? What do you love? So a lot of you will just readdress things that you thought that, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. But then you might tweak it a little bit to make it work better for you. So again, go with the flow. If anything, with this Mercury retrograde, just go with the flow. Now, Mercury goes direct. It ends its retrograde on April 15th. But on April 17th is Saturn retrograde. And with this Saturn retrograde, you need to, again, go with the flow. Anything that pauses in your life, allow that pause to take place, right? Don't try to shift things or make something that it's not. And look at what you can do. What can I do? What am I good at? For instance, if you were hoping that something would work a certain way and it didn't, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just figure out how, and don't be bitter about it, because when you're bitter about it, you go about your solution in an anger type of way, and then you end up hurting yourself worse than you believe that other person hurt you or that situation didn't work out. So instead of looking at it as someone else hurting you, looking at it as, maybe that's not what I needed to do right now. That wasn't the right way to go about it. And then look for a new way to go about what you need to get done. Right? And maybe that person or that situation couldn't be of good help for you. So, someone else could be a better help for you while you're helping yourself on your path, on your way. And search for resources, answers, and don't put too much on yourself in this Saturn retrograde, because Saturn looks at your karmic debt. And how does how does this Saturn retrograde work? It's not working like, oh, it's Saturn retrograde and okay, it's just going to have one type of effect. It won't have just one type of effect. It happens with your birth chart. So where in your birth chart does Saturn rule? Under what house? Okay, because there's 12 houses. So let's look at this. Saturn deals with karmic debt, career, right? Saturn likes to review matters that's important to Saturn, like rules. What are rules, right? And structure, traditions, foundation. The Saturn retrograde will look at negotiation, partnerships, a lot of fighting. So it all depends on where it is in your chart. What I feel will be more prominent, because the Saturn retrograde is a personal thing. It depends on where it is in your chart. Is it in your first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, or 12th? Okay, these houses are the 12 different zodiacs. So where is it in your chart? Okay, so what I see for most of the chart, and because we are alive, we're people, it deals mostly for everybody. Everyone's going to be different. It's going to deal differently with everyone, but for everyone, the Saturn retrograde will affect you differently based on where it is in your chart, right? So I just want to be clear on that. But for everyone, it will affect everyone basically in communications, in your community, which extends to your world, and the image of yourself or your community, your country, or your world. So that's how the Saturn retrograde is going to be. Since we are in Aries season, I personally believe that it will be heightened in this season of Aries regarding travel, regarding reputation, your reputation, right? Your career, anything with publishing, right? And education. So education is broad, so it will affect it. You know, how do they view the person's intelligent, their critical thinking? Are they selfish? Like, it's just the knowledge or lack thereof. Okay, so where is it in your chart? So that's more of the zodiac, but the more wellness and more spiritual part of this full moon in Libra is the relationship you have with yourself, how you value yourself when it comes to love, how you value your money, how you know, or things that represents daily survival for you, right? So adding some Venus quality into your life will be really good. You know, it will counteract the perception of Mercury retrograde, the perception of bad communication, the perception of Saturn retrograde, right? So all of these are people working out their own personal issues. And then how do they act based on how connected they are to themselves and to their own spiritual center. Okay, so I hope this helps. I'm going to add another video before Saturday for anyone that's looking for more of a mantra type of meditation. I would say your chakras. Okay, I would say your bija mantras, right? And incorporating the mudras into your practice, right? La, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Ong, Ang. Okay, so really focusing on the chakras, the root chakra, Lam, right? The sacral, Vam, the solar plexus, Ram, the heart chakra, Yam, the throat chakra, Ham, the third eye, Om, right? And then the crown chakra, you can say Ang, or you can have complete silence and just breathe deeply. And then you have the different mudras for each chakra. And the most important thing, even if you don't want to worry about the mudras, you can place your power hand, the hand that you write with, over each chakra, and just realizing that the root, the sacral, and the solar plex is all below the navel. The solar plex is just about an inch below the navel, and it radiates up above the navel. So your hands can just cover the navel area for the solar plexus chakra, okay? And then the heart and the throat. And I always teach to not pass the ears. Cover your hands, use your hands to cover your ears, and just be silent at the ears, even though it's not a part of the 7, but cover the ears. I teach that because if you can't hear yourself, how are you going to hear others? So the ear chakra to me is very important, okay? And then you go to the third eye, which is right here, okay? And you place your hand there, and then put both hands over the crown chakra. So like this. And it could be your power hand goes on top of your head. So that's what I'm sharing with you. So I hope you guys have a beautiful full moon in Libra on Saturday. If you have any questions, please write them in the event page right here. I'm gonna upload the video now. And one more information. After this full moon, we go into the waning moon. So the waning moon is when the moon moves further away from the earth. So it's time to let go of things that is of no use to you, right? Cleansing, clean your house, get rid of items, donate things to your local charity stores, you know, Goodwill or something like that, right? Break bad habits, just stop doing them slowly. Find a coach, find someone to help you, right? Or if you like to do it on your own and it's proven to work, do that. Release, let go of things, make space, get rid of items, making space, clearing space, opening up, right? Opening up meaning creating space within yourself, right? So maybe get rid of ideas that you realize you're having conflict with that really doesn't work, right? You might want to get rid of that. All right, and I will put up something in relations to the waning moon for anyone interested in watching that. And yeah, so I want to make sure I didn't miss anything important to share with you guys. No, I don't think so. I think we have it, you know, and remembering that we're in Aries season, so Mars is about action. Mars ruled the Aries, right? And we have this Saturn, which is about facts and planning. So those two coming together, we have to really be balanced within ourselves, and that's why we need to really review about what makes us happy and really focus on that instead of going out of ourselves and doing things to please others or to make ourselves look good. So really see, and not in a selfish way, what will benefit me if I'm going to do something, right? And recognizing where the other person has weaknesses, where you have weaknesses, most importantly, and really work on that. Because when you work on your weaknesses, the other person's weakness won't bother you, because you'll see what they're lacking, you'll wish them well, but you'll make sure that you're maintaining your peace, right? So that doesn't affect you on your journey, because some people don't want help. They don't want help, so you have to help yourself. They might ask for help. You might think they want help. You could be wrong. They might ask for help, but maybe they don't want help. They just want to better themselves and continue along their way. So when you recognize the weakness in yourself, you can recognize the weakness in another person, and you will know how not to go about it and how to go about it. But that all comes with being honest with yourself. Okay, so yes, happy full moon in Libra, and I hope everyone finds the balance that they are looking for and that they need. And I hope to see you in my workshops that I host here in town. If you are in the area, definitely sign up and be there. And yes, happy full moon in Libra. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments and questions on how the Saturn retrograde will affect you in April 17th. If you want another video on that, request it. Also, the Mercury retrograde, it's all about what we're perceiving and really not adding more to your calendar, no new plans and anything like that, and just letting things be the way that they are, and not allowing it to affect you, but definitely having a steady mantra every day really does help. Okay, all right, and look forward to the new moon video coming up in April, and also the full moon video as well. All right, peace.